In a recent and highly emotional Chino Valley Unified School District Board meeting in California, a fierce clash unfolded over the controversial issue of a transgender volleyball player's participation in girls' sports. The auditorium was filled with concerned parents, students, activists, and school officials. Emotions ran high as supporters of transgender inclusion in school sports and those opposing it exchanged sharp words, chants, and personal testimonies. Among the most jarring moments was when a group of pro-trans activists began chanting, "Hail Satan," a move they described as symbolic but which deeply shocked parents and students in attendance. This act was widely condemned by school board president Sonia Shaw, who denounced the disruption and revealed that she had received violent death threats in the days leading up to the meeting. Despite the chaotic atmosphere, the board moved forward with resolutions they described as pro-parent and pro-female athlete, sparking further debate. Parents voiced serious concerns about what they perceive as unfair advantages in girls' sports when transgender girls, biological males, compete against cisgender female athletes. One mother shared that her daughter's opportunity to speak during the meeting was drowned out by the "Hail Satan" chants. Another parent reported vulgar behavior from adult protesters, including a teacher allegedly shouting obscenities and flipping off the crowd. Despite calls for order, tensions continued to escalate, reflecting the broader turmoil surrounding the issue across California. This incident is part of a growing number of heated school board debates across the state. In Redlands Unified School District, board members recently voted to ban transgender athletes from participating in girls' sports, citing the importance of fairness in competition. The decision, passed by a narrow 3-2 margin, was met with both praise and fierce backlash. Critics, including legal experts, warned that such a policy could violate California's anti-discrimination laws and Title IX, putting the district at risk of expensive legal battles. The debate has extended to Riverside Unified School District, where a federal lawsuit was filed after two girls lost spots on a cross-country team to a transgender student. At the center of the case is Martin Luther King High School, where parents and students have organized protests, wearing shirts reading, "Save Girls Sports." One student, Celeste Diast, broke into tears as she described her discomfort and trauma in the locker room, saying she felt unsafe and ignored. Her testimony was interrupted by the board president, who told her to wrap it up, a response that drew outrage from parents in the audience. California law currently mandates that students be allowed to participate in sports and use facilities according to their gender identity. This policy has put districts in a difficult position, caught between compliance with state law and rising parental concerns about fairness and safety. A recent Public Policy Institute of California poll revealed that a majority of Californians, including over 70% of public school parents, oppose the participation of transgender girls in girls' sports. These sentiments have fueled a wave of activism, with some school boards passing resolutions that openly defy state law. One such example is the Kern County Board of Education, which unanimously voted to prohibit biological males from participating in girls' sports. Board President Mary Little framed the resolution as a defense of Title IX protections for female athletes. However, opponents warned that the board's action is not legally enforceable and could lead to lawsuits from the state or federal government. The tension reached a peak when Riverside Poly High School recently forfeited a volleyball match against Jurupa Valley High School due to the presence of a transgender athlete on the opposing team. The forfeit was seen by many as a protest, though the school did not issue an official explanation. A school board member later defended the decision, citing concerns for the safety of the girls on the team. Meanwhile, the transgender athlete's mother defended her daughter's right to play under California law. This incident added fuel to the ongoing controversy and further polarized the community. In another case, Stone Ridge Christian High School, a private institution, forfeited a playoff game rather than compete against a team with a transgender athlete. The school cited religious beliefs and said it was standing by its convictions, despite violating state rules. These types of actions highlight the moral and legal complexity of the issue. Supporters of transgender inclusion argue that trans students face high levels of bullying and discrimination, and they stress the importance of upholding their rights in school settings. LGBTQ+ advocates say that banning transgender girls from girls' sports is discriminatory and harmful, particularly to students already at risk of mental health challenges. On the other hand, opponents argue that biological differences create an unfair playing field, especially in contact sports or those requiring speed and strength. They contend that female athletes are losing scholarships, medals, and opportunities as a result. These emotionally charged meetings are becoming a regular occurrence throughout California. School boards have become battlegrounds where deeply held beliefs about gender, fairness, safety, and legal rights clash in increasingly personal and heated ways. Lawmakers have entered the fray as well. Assembly member Kate Sanchez recently introduced the Protect Girls Sports Act, which seeks to ban transgender girls from competing in girls' sports across all public schools in the state. The bill has little chance of passing in the Democrat-controlled legislature, but its introduction reflects growing political momentum behind the issue. At the federal level, the Biden administration has taken a strong stance in favor of transgender rights, which may result in further legal action against districts that adopt exclusionary policies. As this cultural and legal conflict intensifies, students are caught in the middle. Transgender youth face growing stigma and scrutiny, while female athletes and their parents express frustration that their concerns are being dismissed or labeled as bigotry. The state is now confronting a difficult question: how to balance inclusivity with fairness in a way that protects the rights and dignity of all students. The recent Chino Valley meeting, with its disturbing chants, emotional testimonies, and security concerns, exemplifies just how divided communities have become. In the absence of a clear consensus, school districts are left to navigate a legal minefield. Some are trying to find middle ground solutions, such as creating separate leagues or establishing additional privacy measures in locker rooms. Others are forging ahead with politically charged policies, regardless of the legal risks. Meanwhile, advocacy groups on both sides are mobilizing their supporters, funding legal challenges, and preparing for long-term battles in court and in public opinion. Ultimately, the uproar at the Chino Valley Board meeting is not an isolated event. It is part of a larger cultural reckoning that has engulfed schools across California and the nation. The conversation is no longer limited to sports but has expanded to include questions about parental rights, school governance, and the role of ideology in education. As these debates continue to unfold, the challenge for educators and policymakers will be to find solutions that respect both legal obligations and community concerns, while ensuring that schools remain safe and supportive environments for all students.